Hello everybody, welcome to the previous results carry 1951 United States Grand Prix. And it is Alberto Ascari on pole, the results of course from Switzerland carrying, so francorol though is in second because Louis Chiron, he has moved to Talbot after only the one race, so he has given away his front row start and he will be right at the back of the grid. But I think other than that, this is probably the most stable grid we've seen so far. Everybody else is still with the teams that they were with in Switzerland. So we are actually seeing a good case of all of the drivers get to start where they finished the last race, and we'll see what they can do. So, but for Chiron it will be a bit disappointing because obviously he would have been hoping for to stay in the World Championship fight like he did at the start of last season, but he's going to have to claw his way back in a Talbot now. A good news for Chiron is that Talbot are capable of scoring points this year, as evidenced by Louis Rosier in Switzerland, and Louis Rosier is of course starting quite high up here, so that's great news. Ferraris, the other Ferraris will try to work their ways towards Ascari today. Alfa Romeo, they had a very disappointing Swiss Grand Prix. Farina, you know, although he starts 17th, although he only made it a few corners into the race, he still outlasted a lot of cars. It's going to be one of those seasons where we just get an awful amount of retirements every race, I think, and there's not a lot of stability. So should make for some interesting racing. Hopefully we will see some racing still in spite of that, because a lot of the quick cars are just going into corners and losing it straight away. But we will cross our fingers and hope that we will see some good racing throughout the course of the season. Indianapolis is always a tricky one because so often cars just tend to spread out really quickly here, but then the back markers get involved and then you get some exciting racing in the closing stages. So we will see. Here we go. Alberto Ascari starting on pole. Alberto Ascari, and he has got francorol and Louis Rosier off to his right. What happens here? Rosier is away really well in the Talbot initially, but then has a little bit of a stutter, and Ascari gets straight through to continue his lead from Switzerland here in Indianapolis, and Godia gets past Rosier as well, and Rosier is under pressure for that fourth place, and he's going to lose that as well. Rosier then back down into fifth. You can see the HWM of Sterling Mossy started in seventh after a good race of survival in Switzerland. Farina is out already, you can hear that, so yeah, doesn't look like things are getting much better for Alfa Romeo. Ascari leads Roll and leads Godia. They are pretty close together, so this promises quite an entertaining race in all honesty, because those Roll in his Oscar and Godia in his Maserati, they are going to aim to keep that Ferrari honest, and so far they are doing so. Ascari's got a little bit of advantage, but nothing major at all. And as it comes around, and I think they're nearly completing the first lap already, aren't they? Well, they're sort of 3/4 around the lap, and Ascari comes around and completes it. He still has francorol and pacogodia right up behind him, looking for a victory opportunity of their own. There's Parnell, he's up into fourth in the what I have been calling the Van Wall, but I believe it was a Van der Belle owned private Ferrari, so it's not going to be classed as a Van Wall. For the Constructors' Championship, should he score points, it will be classed as a Ferrari, because that is what it is. So, we'll see that. De Graffenried is still in the race in the Alfa Romeo. I think he might be the only Alfa still in the race already. So, yeah, this season, for the World Champions, this season is an absolute write-off so far, and how they're going to recover from that and get back into the points is, anybody's guess, really. They've got a long, long way to go. And here goes Ascari, leading still, getting a little bit of an advantage now. Roll and Godia has dropped back. He's made a mistake somewhere, and Reg Parnell is now up into third place. So good for Reg Parnell in the Ferrari. He is up into third. So just rolls OSCA, splitting Parnell, and quite a bit of distance as well, splitting Parnell from Alberto Ascari in the lead, who won in Switzerland comfortably. And to be honest, I can't see any result other than a win for Ascari again here, because he has been so dominant. That car is so far ahead of its opposition in terms of its reliability and the driving quality behind the wheel. There just doesn't seem to be anything anybody can do about Ascari's Ferrari, both in Switzerland and in the opening stages here, and Ascari is comfortably ahead and leading very nicely at this stage of the United States Grand Prix. Still 8 laps to go. We're only a fifth of the way through the race, but when you look at the gaps, Ascari's got this comfortably covered. Yep, Shell, Claes and Godia in the 4th, 5th and 6th place, and we'll see, I think they're coming up to back markers already, or beginning to. Yeah, that's Ascari we're watching there. It is, and Ascari already coming up to a Talbot, I believe, to come up and lap the French manufacturer. And this is what Ascari wants to do. He wants to get further ahead. He will go for the Talbot now. He'll get past him comfortably enough, and Ascari will continue to lead into lap 3 as we go around and back through to the bricks. There's a spinner there, and Ascari just makes his way through. Almost took Ascari out, actually. Parnell makes his way through as well, as does Roll. So, yep, they're all making their way through onto lap 3, and Ascari coming up behind another back marker. This is the gist of what we're going to see in this race, I think, but it's not too far. Roll and Parnell aren't too far from Ascari. If Ascari was to get really badly balked, there is a possibility they could catch him, but we know Ascari's got the fastest car, and he's, at the moment, the superior driver. So, yeah, that's... so that will be... well, that's Ascari off! I think he ran into a back marker. We couldn't really see from the distance, but Ascari has run into a back marker, and he is out of the Grand Prix. That is the race leader out. And now Franco Roll with an amazing opportunity to claim a victory for OSCA in only their second Grand Prix. I don't actually know if they're a manufacturer or if it's a private Maserati, because when I looked at the label on the badge, it looks a bit Maserati-ish, but it's being classed as OSCA, as it is classed as a separate entry, I believe, in the record book. So, yeah, it has been classed as an OSCA. If anyone can answer that question, any full-on Formula 1 historians know if the OSCA is a form of private Maserati or if it is its own constructor in its own right. Please do let me know in the comments. I'd be very interested to know. De Graaf and Reed still circulating, but very slow. No, that the Alfa Romeo's pace isn't there either, is it? There's nothing there at all. George Abacassis, he is in 16th. It looks like those HWMs have slowly fallen down, because Sterling Moss hasn't made that much of an impression either. Fisher in 5th, Godia flies up in 3rd now in the podium. Parnell in 2nd, and Roll leading the race. So Reg Parnell now in his private Ferrari, he can sniff the chance. Well, actually, is that Roll there? Is Parnell right up behind him? I thought that was a back marker, but no, I think that's actually Franco Roll, and Reg Parnell is right behind him. So we do have a battle for the lead in this United States Grand Prix, and Reg Parnell is going to be very keen, because he would love to get a British victory in America. What a result that would be. And we're going to go on the onboard camera. I think we're going to experiment with a few camera angles here, just to keep things a little bit more entertaining. And also, it's quite hard to see. You can see Parnell, how close he is to Roll there. It's quite hard to see everything that's going on with the camera angles on this circuit. So I'm going to utilise these cameras a bit more in this race and just see what happens. Roll, is he getting balked? Is Roll getting balked by the back marker there? I think he is. And Van Vel, though, that's who runs the car. Parnell is closing up, and you can see he's really closing up Reg Parnell. He fancies his chances here. This is an opportunity for the American Grand Prix victory for Reg Parnell. It's also an opportunity for Franco Roll, but he's seeing it possibly slip before his eyes as he's struggling more and more and more to maintain his position in this race, because Reg Parnell is there, he's right there, and he wants that position. Very much so, he wants that position. And we are getting to a stage of the race where Reg Parnell is going to have to take it soon, because, well, we're over half distance, I think. We've still got plenty of time to go, but if Reg Parnell was to get balked, he would lose a lot of ground, so he wants to try to get that track position as soon as possible. Roll has pulled away a little bit there, I think. Still has johnnieclaes in 3rd, Godia in 4th. That car not looking as quick as it did in Switzerland, but solid enough, and Godia's going to have to be happy with that, because sometimes you just have to be, don't you? You just have to take what you can get on the day. Well, Roll is still circulating with Parnell right behind him, and we'll go to the zoomed out on board, and now we'll go back to the
Reg Parnell.
Normal TV camera, and Reg Parnell takes the lead, storms through and takes the lead from Franco Roll. So Reg Parnell into the lead of United States Grand Prix. He started 10th from the grid. Don't think he would have seen this coming before the race, especially when they all looked after Switzerland and went, that Ascari Ferrari is unbeatable, but Ascari has stuffed it into a back marker and retired from the race, and he's also given himself a very difficult job to do for the next race, because he is going to start, I think, 18th in the next Grand Prix, so he's going to have to come through the field and do it all again. He didn't start that low in Switzerland. He started 6th there, and so yeah, we might see a very entertaining race in the next race, because that's going to be Ascari having to come through. We know he's the quickest driver, but today that quickest driver is Reg Parnell. He is the guy who has survived. He's still in it, and Roll has had a bit of a, I think he got held up by a back marker and got pinched between the back marker and the wall, and Francorol is just speeding up again, but that gives Parnell a chance to really cement his advantage. We are seeing there's 3 laps to go, as you can see on the counter there. There's 7 laps out of 10 complete. Well, now be 2 laps to go, because Parnell was about to cross the line to start the final 5th of the Grand Prix, and he'll be hoping now just to have good luck with back markers. Oh, it is 7 laps now, sorry. That was, yeah, I think the counter or my eyes and what's actually going on are slightly not aligned there. Well, Parnell will hope to have decent luck with back markers and not get caught up into the sort of scrape that Ascari has got in, and even Roll a little while ago, and Reg Parnell really just wants to make sure that he finishes this race in the first place, and he's just got to take it easy but not too easy through the back markers. I think that's going to be the best strategy. Roll and Claes, they're still not too far off by Indianapolis terms, because we know that an 8-second and a 15-second gap, that is a sizable gap, but when it comes to Indianapolis traffic, that can come down very quickly, and see Roll there lapping one of those Ferraris. Not sure which one it is, might be Tarufi possibly, and there is Roll, but he is quite a way behind Reg Parnell now, who is really storming towards this victory proudly with the British Racing green but the Ferrari badge. And I don't know if we've ever seen that in any other point in Formula 1 history, apart from Reg Parnell's 1951 Formula 1 season. Again, if any Formula 1 historians do end up watching this video, please do let me know in the comments. It's another thing that I'll be interested to know, because when you're watching these races, your mind does tend to wander, and you do tend to start to wonder about all these things that you can't possibly know, and you can't just easily look up on a stats website either. So I'm sure I can find out most things, but it's a case of how long and how deep I have to dig. Well, Godia's up in a third. I think Claes, he's slowed, and well, he hasn't got a very quick car anyway, but he's definitely lost ground there and slowed, and johnnieclaes now dropping a 5th. Peter Whitehead, though, he's sort of going around in 6th place, but not really making much of an impression, even though he is in a Ferrari. So
his suspension has collapsed.
that is looking like Claes should be safe. There's Sterling Moss, he's dropped back, because HWM unfortunately is one of the slowest cars out there, and Mossy put in a good effort in Switzerland. But well, that's a spinner. Is that Whitehead? I think that might be. Oh, is that Whitehead there? Who's the spinner then? Not entirely sure. Don't think. Let's check through. Don't think it's a front runner. No, it isn't. So here comes Reg Parnell. Is he crossing the line? Has he got another lap? I think he's got one more lap to go. Maybe 2. Oh, it's so easy to lose count in Indianapolis. I believe this is the final lap. And I know I've done this before in the 1956. Evo did exactly the same thing and lost count of the laps. But here we go. Let's have a look at that fin wall special from another angle. Here's a very beautiful car. Absolutely no doubt about it. And let's enjoy this for a bit. By today's standards, that sounds like a lawnmower, but in the 1950s, these were the top cars of their time, and you have to respect the guys who went out there and did all this with very little protection compared to what the Formula 1 drivers have today. Well, Reg Parnell now, he is coming through the final corner. I'm going to risk declaring and building him up for the win, and hoping he doesn't have another lap to do. Here is Reg Parnell coming across the line, and it is going to be a United States Grand Prix victory for Reg Parnell, and I got the lap count right. Well done, Andy. So Reg Parnell, he takes the victory. Someone else has enough again. No, Parnell, doesn't matter if he slides off now because that is the race wrapped up. So Reg Parnell takes the victory. Francorol does come home in second place. Hasn't managed to get that win. That's unfortunate for him. He was third in Switzerland and second here. Hey, maybe the next race will be his time. We'll find out when we get to that one. Rudifischer ends up third in the Ferrari, so he's come through to finish well, I think. Wasn't Godia ahead of him, so Godia must have had another moment somewhere where Godia finishes in fourth place and johnnieclaes in fifth. So I think after Ascari went out, pretty much the order stayed pretty much solid there, and yeah, the points, well, the order did change a bit, but the point scorers remained where they are. Reg Parnell, he carries the British flag to victory in Indianapolis, and that is a fantastic result. Parnell wins, then it is Francorol second, Rudifischer third, pacogodia fourth, and johnnieclaes fifth. The Drivers' Championship will see Francorol on 10, leading it despite not having had a win. Leading the championship, Ascari second on 8, and Parnell ties with him on 8. Chiron on 6th, Godia on 5, Fischer on 4, Rosier on 3, and johnnieclaes on 2. The Constructors sees Ferrari on 20, Maserati on 11, OSCA on 10, and Talbot on 5. Still no points for Alfa Romeo, the reigning champions, but it's not gone according to plan today for them, has it? And there we go, whoop, whoop, a little spin for Reg Parnell as he enters the pit lane. I think that's got to be considered a traditional celebration, hasn't it? Because they're all at it. And well, there you go. I think Godia has turned. Is it Godia? He might be Godia has turned Parnell back into the direction that he wanted to be in anyway. So there we go then. So yeah, what a performance from Reg Parnell. And like we say, 4 constructors scoring points already this season. That's fantastic going. Fantastic performance from those guys. And yeah, I think we've seen a Grand Prix full of interest today. There's been some moments, I think around the Indianapolis circuit and these old mods, it does quite often get a bit dull from time to time, but there were some real fun moments with this as well, and it was a good race ultimately, and it was certainly a great race for Reg Parnell, who takes a Formula 1 victory. Fantastic. And remember, here last year he finished second and then he switched away from Alfa Romeo, so he lost his chance of claiming a victory there. So yeah, he's made up for it this year. You can see down the order, and this will be the order we'll use to construct the starting grid for the next race, apart from team changes and driver changes, obviously. Thank you very much for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe. It will really help me to grow the channel, and I appreciate you very much. And yeah, take care.